Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, August 15th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at SEOroundtable.com. We got Google volatility still heated. Google launched preferred sources for top stories in the US and India. Google on AI search, content, and SEO. A site got hacked and dropped 50% in terms of Google traffic. What's going on there? And so much more. So definitely stay tuned. And of course, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Yahoo Search. Thank you so much for sponsoring. Yahoo knows the way people are searching are changing. And as one of the top search engines in the US with hundreds of millions of users, Yahoo Search is constantly evolving to deliver simplified and innovative and a helpful search experience. Yahoo Search gives you quick AI-powered summaries plus AI chat when you want to dig deeper. Whether it's news, finance, sports, shopping, or instant answers, get connected to what you need with Yahoo Search. Thank you, Yahoo, for sponsoring. Deeply appreciate it. Okay, so first up, Google search ranking volatility. It hasn't calmed down. I posted about it, I think Monday or Tuesday. Left that post up there as a feature post. It's just heated. Seems like it might be coming down a drop today, but I'm sure it'll go back up tomorrow. It is wild. I'm not sure what's going on, but there's ranking volatility constantly since that last core update in June. And we are expecting another core update probably this month in August. At least historically, we've had an August core update many, many times over the past few years. After several weeks of testing, Google has officially launched the top stories preferred sources feature, the preferred sources feature in the US and in India. Basically, it gives you a way to say, I like these sources and I want to subscribe to them more and see them more in the top stories results in the search results. So you as a publisher could actually add this button to your website and tell people to say, make me a preferred source. So when they do searches in Google search, your site comes up above the others in the top stories carousel. Again, this is just live in the US and India. Hopefully we'll launch more fully, but it's definitely worth adding if you're a publisher. Of course, it takes just a button and a link, and it's not much developer work at all. Will this feature last in the long term? Probably not, but at least take advantage of it now while you can. So we've been talking about how Google search traffic to publishers and to websites have been dropping significantly over the past year or so after AI Overviews was introduced into the Google search results. Now, Google said clicks to publishers are stable. Tons of other, like 10 other studies that were done by third parties, including Pew Research, data companies, and even SEOs, all said that clicks are dropping, meaning they're down significantly from when they were before AI Overviews versus after AI Overviews. Now we have one report from Chartbeat that actually says clicks are indeed stable from Google search. Here's some charts. I found this from Press Gazette and also Glenn Gabe. Here's some charts just showing the clicks being stable since 2019 through today from Google search to publishers. About almost 600 publishers were in this study. So this really supports Google's actual data. Google's been saying this, and Google hasn't been sharing any third-party data. This actually supports Google. That being said, there is this Google News chart that shows Google News traffic to publishers has declined significantly. And one other caveat is that this includes Google Discover. So that could skew things, but at the same time, it does kind of support Google. Take that for what you will. I'm not sure, but every other study says no, but this study says yes. Gary Ish from Google was interviewed by Kenichi Suzuki and Ryo Ichawa. Sorry, really bad names. At the Google Deep Dive event, 3-day event in Asia somewhere. And it was a good interview. They went through things like AI search, content and AI and SEO. There are a lot of little tidbits in here. Like if you're going to go ahead and use AI, make sure a human reviews it. AI search, don't block it because you don't know how you're going to monetize it or how you're going to benefit from it. So why block it early on when you haven't really tested it yet? And a lot of other things in here on 404 and crawl budget and image SEO and so forth. So definitely take a look at that video. It was really, really nice, and thank you for putting that together. John Mueller suggests that AI SEO related acronyms like GEO and AIO and AEO and all that type of stuff is being pushed so hard right now that it feels like scammy and somewhat spammy, and it just makes you kind of scratch your head. That was John's take on that, so keep that in mind. He posted that on Blue Sky. And then John Mueller responded to a concerned SEO who noticed that their website was hacked after they saw a significant drop of Google search traffic pointing to their website. It actually dropped about half, about 50% of their traffic dropped. And they were concerned, what's going on? They've noticed their site was hacked, content was injected on their website, and it resulted in Google search like kind of delisting some of their website. That being said, John Mueller said these things could take time to clean up, even if you 404 them and so forth, and you do everything right. It still takes time for Google to actually reprocess all those pages and learn from that. But one thing he actually pointed out is, like, if you look at the chart, you can see the search traffic, the organic search traffic was really, really high. A big proportion of that traffic to the website, like a vast majority of it, was all organic traffic. And there was very little direct, social, and so forth traffic, which makes you wonder if something was going on there. He was a little bit curious about it. And he said you should really build up your other channels of traffic and don't just depend on search. And there's a little bit something fishy around there with it just being search. Google may be using an undocumented Google bot, a Google crawler, named Google. Now, a bunch of people have been noting this. This first spotted this via JC, who posted on Twitter or X, and he said it's coming from Google. And then Andrea and Kyle Risley and Mattel, I'm having a hard time pronouncing these guys' last names, but they're all in the post, all said, I'm seeing this as well. I'm seeing a Google named user agent for Googlebot, and none of the user agents that Google documents is actually named Google. They're named Googlebot, Googlebot Extended, Google Mobile, all these other things, but not Google. So I'm not sure what's going on. I did flag John Mueller about this. He did not respond, which makes me scratch my head, but it is what it is. Probably should have discussed this earlier, but Microsoft, Fabrice Cannell, said that search engines have very limited visibility into what conversions actually are generated from AI search. They don't know what happens after the click generally. So they're saying, oh, while we know that clicks are higher quality, meaning people aren't bouncing back to the search results, to the AI search results, we don't know if that click is converting, and you must go ahead and track that yourself and let us know. Do studies so we know that those are actually converting. This is from Fabrice Cannell, said this on LinkedIn. He's from Microsoft. And truth is, Google actually said the same thing back in May, saying that SEOs we should conduct our own conversion studies to see what's going on because they don't have that data. Google's testing this deep dive button in the knowledge panels, like the entertainment knowledge panels. It basically gives you a summary. It has a Gemini logo on it. I'm not sure what's going on there. This is spotted by Mr. Sotaro. Hat tip to Gag and Gorta for spotting this as well. I'm not sure what it does. Here's some screenshots of that. It doesn't look so AI to me, but it does have the Gemini logo on that deep dive button. Google and Microsoft Bing are actually testing different title in illustrations or title user interfaces, one that expands, one that has different colors, and other variations of that. This is all spotted by Sasha Patel, so nice find there. I have more screenshots in the Search Engine Roundtable. Google also seems to be testing a new loyalty benefits section. Above that, like on the right-hand side where you get the merchant or retailer knowledge panel, and it'll have like deals and other things, and now it's testing this loyalty benefits program. This is spotted by Brody Clark. I believe this comes from Merchant Center, so definitely if you have loyalty programs, definitely mark it up in the Merchant Center. Google's testing on the ad side a horizontal line above the sponsored results, like tag, the sponsor label. It looks interesting. Again, this is spotted by Brody Clark and Sasha Patel, so nice find there. Here's some screenshots of that. Google Ads touted that they have this new AI or upgraded AI that's better at reducing the invalid traffic from Google Ads to your website or to your URL landing page. And in some cases, actually better by 40%. It's called invalid traffic. They call it IVT. And Google basically said it's a 40% reduction in IVT stemming from deceptive or disruptive ad serving practices. So keep that in mind. You won't even get the traffic to your website. You don't have to go and get a credit. Google's going to block it immediately before it even gets to you. Google Ads PMax campaigns has now gained a gender exclusion. This was announced last week by Google, but now it seems to be rolling out. This is spotted by Alexijus. I'm not going to even try pronouncing the last name, so I apologize, but nice find there. And then Google also has this new PMax feature in the reporting tab to toggle on and off cost share of cost data. This is spotted by Thomas Excel. Here's a GIF of that in action. Google Ads also updated 14 Policy Center, I think now it's 15, up to 15, Policy Center help articles, all for clarity purposes. I'm not going to go through all of them, but they basically just updated them. You should probably take a look at all those documents. I have a link to them on the Search Engine Roundtable. And then finally, it seems like Microsoft Copilot is linking its local results reviews, the reviews, like ratings and reviews, directly to Google Business Profiles. It looks like they're using Google Maps data the reviews from Google Maps to go ahead and show that data in the local results for Copilot, a Bing feature, and link to Google Maps. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. Again, thanks to Yahoo Search for sponsoring. Definitely check them out. Everyone, a great, safe weekend, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.